Yeah, Potch Track Club is actually quite old. We started already around 20 years ago, and with athletes like Elroy Geland and Tobise Baloy, etc., coming into our program at the university, we realized that we need another platform for our athletes to compete in once they finish with their university studies and competing for the university. So Potch Track Club PTC was born and slowly evolved through the years, attracted a lot of middle distance athletes, long distance athletes. I'm just thinking of Andre Olivier, who came through here, Nigel Amos, Caster Semenya, Elroy himself, and we've had several other athletes running at the international level over the last few years, including some of the youngsters coming through now, Renier de Villiers, Christopher Swart, Luan Minnick, Daniel Verster, and quite a lot of other athletes that are coming through the ranks. Lately we've also had Kiana Domingo with Christopher finishing first and second at the World University Cross Country Championships. Yeah, through the years PTC has worked with and helped develop a lot of top athletes, including the names I've already mentioned. We also still have Jerry Matsau, who was the SA record holder in the 3000. Even this year he won the 1500 meters at the SA Senior Championships. And we have a lot of other athletes coming through, and that's been part of PTC for many years. We look at Ian Slinger and Boersien Monatlala. Boersien has been silver medalist this year at the steeplechase at the SA Championships. Ian Slinger was a medalist before at the 10,000 meters. And yeah, we also have one of our new athletes who actually won the silver medal this year at the SA Championships, Buselethu Mofokeng. He's been running really well on the roads as well. But also looking at the juniors coming through, a very exciting new junior young lady athlete, Andrea Steinberg, who's been running very well and got a silver medal now at the SA Cross Country Championships. So overall, not only the older athletes that's been part of PTC, but also the youngsters is why we do this, and hopefully we'll grow from strength to strength going into the next few years. The last several years, about decade, we've been really supported by Nike, and yeah, we're very thankful for having Nike support us, not only with equipment and shoes and clothing for our athletes, but also some financial assistance to make sure that we send our athletes to all the correct competitions, championships, and also making sure that all the services they need are provided for. So a huge thank you also to Nike. I think in terms of the long term, we'd like to see PTC as this entity that athletes, once they're at the elite level or professional level, can compete for, have a place, a platform to represent, but also in the long term help with the development of athletics, not only in our region, in the Northwest and around the Northwest University, but also for our country, to make sure for middle and long distance athletes there are opportunities, training facilities. We are also at altitude, which assists us to develop our middle and long distance athletes. We also attract a lot of international athletes to Potchefstroom and to the Northwest University, and that also allows our athletes to network and make friends. We share a lot of coaching visions with other coaches, and we have a lot of international athletes that join our groups in preparing for the European summer. So in the long term, we'd like to sit back and hopefully give it over to the next generation so that it's sustainable, and that once a lot of us are retired, that the club and PTC will grow ever forward. I think probably Elroy Geland is maybe the example of what we'd like to do going forward with PTC. Elroy has been with us for 20 years. He came here as a junior athlete, competing mostly in the 800, maybe the 1500, and he slowly progressed into the athlete he is today. And even at the age of 38 now, he's still one of the best marathoners in the world, and also the best middle distance runners in the world. If you look at his times and his performances over the 10K on the track, even this year competing at the national championships on the track in Pietermaritzburg. So Elroy is a good example of why this club, why PTC exists, and hopefully athletes like Elroy, Tobise Baloyi and quite a few others will take the club forward into the next decade. Yeah, I believe PTC and the club is not only there to provide coaching and facilities and so on to our athletes, but it's also important to help establish events and opportunities for our athletes going forward. So a lot of our athletes are quite willing to assist in organizing events, and that is one of the reasons we've one of our first athletes, Henku Ace, has been cardinal part in establishing the Parys Crater Mile and Street Mile, and that's why our club really supports him and the organization of this particular mile. And every year we see it as a highlight of our program, and we also support a lot of local events, Let's Go Potch, and some other road running events and track events in the Potchefstroom area. But we will all be supporting this year's Street Mile in Parys, and we'll hope to see you there.